कला कभी समाज से अलग नहीं हुई है, तो समाज को समझने के लिए केवल बुक्स और करंट अफेयर्स ही क्यों, मूवीज क्यों नहीं। स्वागत है आपका पैप्ट में, जहां हम इंडियन मूवीज की बारीकियों पर एक नजर डालते हैं ताकि हमें हमारे समाज की समझ बेहतर हो सके। और आज हम पैप्ट करेंगे 2001 की रिलीज जुबेदा और पूछेंगे एक महत्वपूर्ण सवाल। What was happening in the life of the princely states after the formation of Indian Republic? Guys, I mean, why we are not talking about Zubeda? I mean, go and watch it. You know, we see those edits where there's a display of beautiful frames of South Asian culture. अगर उन फ्रेम्स को पर्दे पर उतार दिया जाए ना, तो वो फिल्म जुबेदा बन जाएगी. After watching this movie, my bhavna, my feeling to be an Indian princess just skyrocketed. The story is a banger. An Indian Muslim women fall in love with an Indian Rajputana prince. I mean, come on. So yeah, about the movie, there's the character of Zubeda played by Charisma Kapoor. She's 10 on 10, guys. Her acting is on point. She is privileged, of course. She is a daughter of a director in Bollywood, Suleiman Seth, and आज होती तो नेपो पे भी होती. But yes, but her father is very conservative और वो उसकी arranged marriage करा देता है, जिससे she conceives a son as well, but later she got divorced. And you know, in this part of the film, the movie is very nuanced. It's not dark. It's not like you want to shut your laptop and like it's too boring, it's too dramatic for me. Never. The movie is nuanced. You want to see, you want to dwell in that bariki of that movie, which is depicted in that first half of the movie. And the real twist in the movie comes when she marries an Indian Rajputana prince and the story begins. So Zubeda is based on a real life story. She is treated as a second wife, which is not considered as a legitimate wife of the prince. The another important character in the movie is of Maharani Mandira. The gravity of this character is so deep. She's not happy in her marriage. She knows that her husband does not really like, her husband respects her but not really love her as much he loves Zubeda. But she accepts this. She accepts her harsh faith, and this character is played by Rekha. So guys, you know, it ultimately makes some sense. Zubeda, called Maharani Mandira as Mandi Didi, of course highlights the relation between the two queens. But of course, the main point which of course the movie has reflected is the natak these high profile families are playing in front of the masses. But why they're doing such natak? Because they want to gain their authority, which they have lost to Indian Republic. Thus, to gain that back, they have to stand up in general elections, participate in democracy, and again gain their political authority and support and power. And I think we should, and I think this is where we should go more deeper in the topic. See this after Angrez come and all that khichdi happened, these princely state has a very different kind of story. At the time of independence, these states were not part of British Indian Empire, but they were subject of subsidiary alliances and accept a paramountcy of British crown. Thus, they enjoy their own kind of cultural and social legitimacy over the people. And the loyalties of the people also lies to them, and which is still reflected today. There are many prince and princess whose Instagram handles start with prince of this, princess, this, and people still regard them as prince. So, you know, it is not something which can be dismantled very easily. It goes very deep in their ancestry, in their histories. And you know, there's a very tragic fate which happened with these royal families as well. One of the prime example is, of course, Gayatri Devi. You know, she's so known and on Instagram, how she dressed. She's the most beautiful woman, how she drive cars. She's so classic, chic, and etc. But her political career was full of turmoils. She won a Lok Sabha seat in 1962 as a member of Swatantra Party against INC, Indian National Congress. और फिर क्या था? In 1971, abolished all the titles of king and queen of the princely state, and in 1971 emergency लगते ही she was arrested, and the queen of Jaipur has to spend her time in Tihar jail during emergency. After that, she left politics, though people also thought that she might join Trinamool Congress in 2001, but she didn't. She never came back in Rajniti again. Yeah, it's a tragic thing to keep a princess in a Tihar jail for whatever reasons, we don't know. But look at their faith, you know. Another such story which I would like to mention today is of Begum Vilayat Mahal. She claims herself to be the granddaughter of Nawab of Awadh, Wajid Ali Shah. You know, we all remember him from NCR. She demanded a compensation from the government for her lost ancestral land of Awadh. Later, she settled in Malcha Mahal in New in Delhi, which is considered a horror place. Later, her son, whose name was Prince Ali Raza, died in 2017 in Malcha Mahal, and the condition he was living very worse. There are many articles over him. Of course, again another story of a prince meeting a harsh fate. But here is a twist. There is a recently published article on New York Times which claims that she was a widow of a Lucknow barrister, this Begum Vilayat Mahal, and she conspired all this to get some compensation from the government. We don't know what's true in this story as well. But see, you know, we say it's all about the karmas. Where you're gonna see them in your life, we don't know. I mean, but these stories are prime example of them. So yeah, that's all for today. और ये चैनल एक कम्युनिटी बेस्ड चैनल है, तो यहाँ सिर्फ मेरी ओपिनियंस मैटर नहीं करती बल्कि आपकी भी करती है. तो अगर आपके पास कोई स्टोरी, कोई विचार, कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट है तो आप हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में जाके बता सकते हैं, और आप हमें एक्स पे भी टैग करके बता सकते हैं, where we can have more detailed discussion about movies. Till then, keep pepping.